Hi there, and welcome to the Citrus Twist Kids channel. This is Natalie, and I'm so glad you're here today. Today's project is my take on this week's sketch, and you're going to see it coming up on the screen, and it's posted in today's blog post. And what I'm going to use to create this layout is the live crafted kit with a few pieces from the add-on kit. And I did a little bit of work outside of the camera, and I put some papers from the add-on kit that actually match the color that my little sister is wearing in this picture. And also I use one of the cut files from Citrus Twist Kit. It's called, I think it's Notebook Edge, just to cut one of the papers. And these papers that I'm using right now are the ones from the Everyday Musings from Pink Fresh Studio, and they're included in the add-on kit. And I'm gonna bring this star paper, which is in the Life Crafted kit, and it has this navy with the same tone of stars. But before I build the layers, I'm gonna add a little bit of mixed media to the background. And I'm adding mixed media because I want to add texture, and also because I want the background to have a little bit of interest, not just the texture but some interest. I am gonna add some florals. One of the papers in the add-on kit has these beautiful florals, so I'm gonna take advantage of that. And just to create a uniform look on the entire page, I'm adding some texture using a stencil, and this stencil is from Fina Bear, which is Prima, and a little bit of a texture paste. And I'm gonna center the mixed media right in the middle of my layout, and I'm gonna set that aside to dry. While the mixed media is drying, I'm gonna go ahead and start building the layers behind the pictures, and I'm gonna stay pretty true to what the sketch is showing. My first layer is gonna be this paper from the Everyday Musings from Pink Fresh Studio, and you're gonna see that this time I'm not gonna use foam adhesive behind the pictures. Instead, I am adding little pieces of cardstock, and this is kind of thick cardstock, the sturdy kind that sometimes comes in between the papers just to keep them from not bending. And this is gonna add a really subtle shadow without adding a lot of dimension. I don't want to add lots of dimension, but I do want to create a soft shadow, so I'm gonna add some pieces of cardstock in between some of the layers. Once I have the pictures in place, I'm gonna bring in that navy paper with the pink stars from the Life Crafted kits, and just gonna continue building the layers. And then I'm gonna bring the little notebook edge that I have, and also the Sunny Days paper, one of the Sunny Days paper that comes in the add-on kit, which is from the Maggie Holmes collection. I'm gonna use both the A and the B side. I'm gonna fussy cut the flowers from the A side, and I'm gonna use the B side to create the bottom another layer for these pictures. Now the picture that I'm documenting, that's my little sister from my dad's second marriage, and she has autism, and we're very proud of her because thanks to my stepmother, she's left she actually lives a very normal life given her parameters. She was able to go to school, finish, went to a specialized college, got a degree, and now she works. She finally got a full-time job. So she was telling us the story, and I snapped some pictures because she's really has a really close relationship with my husband. They love her. My husband loves her, and she loves him back. So she's telling the story. And while she's telling the story, she's so happy. I just snapped these pictures, and I thought I was gonna document them in this layout, sorry. And that's why I'm bringing florals, because to me florals means happiness, and I took my time to fussy cut some of the florals to create the bottom layer of in this layer. So what I'm gonna do right now before I glue everything in place is I'm gonna add some color to the background, and for this I am using the Vicky Boutin mixed media. I'm using the art crayons, and I'm mixing a little bit of peach with a little bit of maroon, and together they're gonna give me kind of the same tone of the shirt of the paper, that dusk rose tone, and I'm just adding it around where the papers are gonna sit. I just want to bring a little bit of color to the background, one because I want to emphasize the texture. And when I add in the mixed media, this is just art crayon. All I do is scribble it on a piece of acrylic sheet, pick it up with my stencil brush, and then go on a circular motion on top of the stencil that I have, the stencil image. And I can work right away because it's a dry application, so I don't have to wait for it to dry. And that's about it. Now you're gonna see that I'm replacing the bottom layer that you see on the sketch with all the fussy cut flowers that I have. And I'm just gonna put them in place. I'm gonna move some of them. I'm gonna add, actually, here's when I'm gonna add foam adhesive, just to create the movement, to create make it look like it's a layer look of flowers. And once that's set, that's pretty much my layout is built. And I've like I said, I stay very true to what the sketch showed. And then I'm gonna, once I have this in place with the foam adhesive, I'm not gonna show you everything about adding the foam adhesive. I'm actually gonna take it off camera to do that, but I'm gonna start working on just embellishing the layout. And for this, one of the things is, here's what I moved some of the images from the sketch. And it's in the sketch, there's a little strip of paper glued to the bottom or stitched at the bottom of the page. And I didn't want to take away from the flowers. So I'm going to move the little piece of paper, or a little strip of paper, to the top of the layout. So I'm going to take it off camera, and I'm going to actually cut a piece of the same paper that is one of the layers, the first layer behind the pictures, and I'm going to stitch it to the top of the layer. I'm going to bring one of the fussy cut flowers, just because I think I can marry and create my triangle. I want to keep a unified look to this layer, and I'm gonna add it to the top. And that little there's a little label at the bottom of the sketch. I'm gonna move it to the top with the flower. Since I switched the position of the strip of paper, it only makes sense that I also move the label up there. And right now what I'm working on is actually on the title. And I love the fact that it said story. And like I said, these pictures were taken while she's telling us the story of her new work, of her new full-time job. It's really not full-time, it's full-time for her. So so all I'm doing is I'm combining some of the ephemera from the Life Crafted kit with some of the alphas, and I love that blue. The tone, it's a perfect combination with the dusk rose. So I went through the cut apart elements and also through the ephemera pack to put some labels and some little phrases, and I'm going to use them to create kind of my visual triangle around this layer. So I added the little cut apart piece to the top right next to the flower, and then I'm using the Traveler's Notebook stamp to create the word actually I can in one of the labels, and then I'm going to glue it right underneath the picture. One of the things that I really like about the sketch was it looked like the pictures were glued with a tape to the layer. So instead, I'm going to use a little flag from this month's cut apart sheet just to create that look in one of the pictures. After that, I also went in through the cut apart labels that come included in the Life Crafted kit, and they have the same tone of blue. So I added a few lines of journal on right there. And then I'm just gonna I fussy cut a little bit of the extra blue outside of the label. I just want to keep it with a white edge. And then I'm just gonna glue it at the bottom part I'm gonna nestle it in between those flowers at the bottom of the layer. And then I'm gonna bring a little butterfly, and that's what I left over from a project a few weeks ago. After that, I'm gonna add a few drops of gold ink because I'm addicted to it, and I think I need to bring a little bit of shine to this layer. And that's about it. Super simple. Like I said, I stayed true to the sketch as much as I could. I added a little bit of mixed media because that's my style, and flowers because this is a happy occasion, and my little sister she radiates happiness, and like I said, to me flowers mean happiness. And I hope you try it. You can go back to the blog. You can use the link that's in the description just to read more about everything that I use, and also to get a copy of the sketch. If you want to use it, go ahead. Make sure you share with us what you create using the hashtag Citrus Twist Kits, and we'd love to see what you create. If you have any questions, do not hesitate to contact me. There's still a few kits available in the store, so go ahead and check them out. Thank you so much for joining me today, and take care, guys. See you soon. Bye-bye.